So the Lich King is coming to Warcraft Rumble on the 26th of March, and so are heroic sieges. So all the information that you need is in this video. So this is the article which will be just about to go live, and as we can see, on March the 26th, take down the frozen wastes of Icecrown and battle Arthas at Icecrown Citadel. Defeat him and his minions in a series of 3 challenging maps with increased difficulty to unlock this new Alliance and Undead split leader. So increasing difficulty, we've had this already in the Priestess event, so we're going to have the kind of normal, heroic and then mythic difficulty there. So during the 2-week event, you can unlock Arthas as a new Alliance and Undead split leader, earn additional copy skins and the items needed to upgrade this powerful new mini. So, during the 2-week event, you can unlock Arthas. So, for me, this sounds very, very limited edition mini. Do you agree, or am I just not reading that right at all? So, there is a story about the Lich King and all the rest of it. That's not what we're here for. Let's get into the actual leader details. So, leader, Alliance and Undead, as said, stats with an asterisk because some of this might be subject to change before the reset date on Wednesday. However, for now, got 4 gold, 1100 health, 185 damage, melee, single target, physical damage attacks, movement speed of medium, and we've got some brand new traits in here. So we've got armoured, which we already know about, but we've got remorseless, winter, lichborn, and army of the dead. Skeleton mages, which at the minute doesn't mean anything to anyone, but I'll get to where they fit into this in a minute. So 200 health, 46 damage, single target elemental, stationary. And then we've got the undead footman, 800 health, 70 damage, melee, single target, physical, apply frost on hit. Start possibly getting a bit confusing, we'll get to that. And then they've got a medium movement speed, so they do move. So the attack then, Frostmourne, single target, melee sword swing, as you'd expect from the Lich King with that massive sword. Sounds a bit weird. Anyway, leader ability then is Soul Shatter. So frosted enemies die instantly when taking any damage below 20% health. Caveat on this, naturally, this doesn't affect bosses or buildings, towers, that sort of stuff. So the new traits then, we've got Remorseless Winter, so apply frost to nearby enemies. Lichborn, Alliance minis summon a skeleton mage on death, which is stationary where the death happened. Or Army of the Dead, so periodically summon a Frosty Footman, a maximum of 2 at a time. There's a 10-second cooldown in between. So that's where the skeleton mages and the Frosty Footman come into this. Death Grip, so this is a little bit of a Abomination Hook and not quite the stun of a Harvest Golem. So periodically pull ranged enemies into melee range, stun them for 2 seconds, 8-second cooldown on that ability, and then the Death Grip has got a minimum and a maximum range. So like I say, it's like the Abomination's Hook. Death Grip then, like the Death Knight in World of Warcraft, fetching in minis from afar. They'll be stunned for 2 seconds, and then you give them a good old slap with Lich King's sword. Next up then, we've got Necrotic Plague, so Soul Shatter also applies to poisoned enemies, so that's again when they take any damage below 20% health, they die instantly, so frosted enemies die instantly. And final one is Purgatory. On death, become invulnerable for 5 seconds. If the target dies, return to life with 25% health. The target that needs to die is the first enemy that Arthas attacks after resurrecting and becoming invulnerable. Let's just unpick this for a moment then. So, Lich King dies. Lich King is defeated, will resurrect, and then has 5 seconds to kill whatever it attacks first. So whatever's closest, it will go over to that and start melee swinging on that. If the target that it hits dies, then Lich King is reborn with 25% health. As we already know, Arthas is going to be the first leader to get a skin. There will be other leader skins coming to the game at some point. I haven't seen what any of them look like, but we know that's going to be a thing from now on. This is going to be as part of a paid bundle, so real money in the shop is how this is going to be unlocked. So we've got the 3 kind of poses there, and then there are these various colour variants as we scroll down. So we've got the shadow one, we've got purple and gold, the royal skin, nice bit of pink there, just the pink skin. We've got the icy blue, the demon green and gold, and the blood being in red, obviously. So that is the colour, the skin colour variants that are coming. Like I say, I believe this is going to be a paid real money bundle in the shop. The Ice Crown Tower skins that we've already seen, this is not a new release or a spoiler. We saw these in a previous update video that I did, so we've already seen what they look like, so nice. And then that is all we've got for Arthas. For the Lich King, like I say, there are a couple of caveats there that things may change before release, but let me know, how does the Lich King sound to you? Is he going to be worth the wait? Which talent do you think is going to be the best? Next up, let's look at what heroic sieges mean to us. So sieges for most of us have been a little bit of a kind of like repetitive, tedious kind of thing. Same can possibly or probably be said about Molten Core, but there's no word on anything new on that front. But heroic sieges coming to the game. There is going to be a trailer on the actual article, not on my kind of print screen of it here. So there's a bit of a blurb here about where Stormwind fits into it. And the reason we're talking about Stormwind is because on the reset, Stormwind Siege is going to go live straight away. So to start with here, it talks about requirements. It is not requirements as in minimum requirements. This should say recommended levels. So there is no like entry barrier to get in. You can queue into this when whatever army level, average level you've got. So just don't worry about that. The only lock is going to be that you've got to complete normal difficulty before you can get into heroic difficulty. But that's it. So don't worry about level requirements. That is not the case. We've confirmed that is not what's happening. Bosses and rewards. So players will earn rewards in the first time heroic rewards tab. In the first time they defeat a boss on heroic difficulty. The next time Stormwind Siege comes around into rotation, players who've previously defeated all the bosses on heroic will then receive rewards in the repeat heroic rewards tab, which I'll get to what all of that means in a minute. But essentially there are additional rewards for like repeat clears, but only repeat clears in the future, so you still don't get anything more for helping out like guildmates or anything like that this week. And then the normal rewards then, standard stuff, we know this already. You beat General Marcus, you get 200 Valor. You beat Innkeeper Allison, and you get yourself a Mega Leader Tome. And you beat High Lord Bolvar, and you unlock the wildcard slot. As I said in a previous video, the gold skins will be unlocked through completing content rather than something that you need to buy for or something that takes up currency. And this is where the gold skins come into it. So first time heroic rewards, you beat General Marcus, you unlocked the golden Footman skin, you beat Innkeeper Allison, and you get the golden Griffin Rider, and you beat High Lord Bolvar, and you get the golden Tyrion. Now the repeat clearing rewards look like this. So you beat General Marcus, you get another 100 Valor. You beat Innkeeper Allison, you get another 150 Valor. And you beat High Lord Bolvar, and you get a split leader star tome, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So let me know, what do you think about the heroic sieges? Finally then, I want to cover a little bit of a Q&A because we've asked some questions in the creator channel because there was a little bit of uncertainty, so I just want to relay them answers to you now. So heroic and normal, or normal and heroic Stormwind will be on the same schedule. So they're not going to be split over different weeks or something. When Stormwind Siege is live, both normal and heroic will be available to you. Heroic once you've completed normal. For people who have already completed normal, as in previous weeks, months ago, whatever, is that you may well need to complete normal again to unlock heroic this time. That's just one of those things. There are no shared leader lockouts across normal and heroic. So if you use a particular leader to beat the first boss in normal, then you can still use any leader to then take on the first boss in heroic. Flicking back to the Lich King then, and the Army of the Dead trait is that the Frosty Footman that spawns will spawn at the Lich King's location. I believe the first one will be to the left of the Lich King, and the second one will be to the right. And the final bit of clarification was around the split leader star tomes. These tomes will contain all split leaders. There is a question mark over Sylvanas at the moment, but all of the split leaders will be in there, and that will be whether that split leader is currently available in the grid or not. That will be whether you own that particular split leader or not, is that all of the split leaders will be available in the split leader tome. So that's everything that's coming in the next couple of days. We've got the Lich King is finally arriving. We've got heroic sieges that are coming into the game as well. The devs are talking that there's more stuff coming later, whether that's still in Season 13 or for Season 14, I don't know yet, but get down in the comments, what do you think about this? Thanks for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next one.